Thank you for staying with us on the Journey's Prime. I'm Gary L. Smith, and it's time for the sport. Doing some Ghana Premier League first, because former Hearts of Oak defender Sam Johnson is speaking about the club's trophy drought. They've not won the trophy since 2009, and is attributing this to poor recruitment over the years.
I don't think they did a good recruitment, because when you are sending some players out, those that you are bringing in, you have to make sure they are going to be the same or more than the people, because Hearts is not a small club that you send a good one and you bring somebody to come and manage. You need to get somebody who is ready to play, not somebody who will wait maybe after 10 years, almost 10 seasons, you never won the league. And if you want to win the league, then you need to get somebody who is ready, 100% ready to play. Not somebody you want to be like, oh, let me try this one. You know, they should take that favoritism over there. That, oh, this is my player, this one is coming from this one, and get the good players, the good ones that can play Accra Suffolk. The coach is there to transform them to be better. Hearts don't need that now. 10 seasons, you never won the league. You never win the league for 10 seasons. So you have to get the players straight away. Those who can play, you get them, and then you play with them to win the league. Then you can put those ones there, and then they will come up. But if you are still doing that, then you should wait for another 10 years.
Says they should wait for another 10 years if they can't do that. Match day 9 of the Ghana Premier League. Let's see the fixtures. Very interesting ties there, with Ashgold playing Inter Allies. Ashgold are joint top of the league. Berekum Chelsea versus Liberty Professionals Dreams, and Adriana Stars face off, and that game will be on Monday because Adriana just came from Madagascar. Dwarfs versus Wafa, and Wafa have just seen the parting of ways with their boss Klaus Rasmussen. He has resigned today. 11 Wonders versus Mediama, Hearts of Oak, Bisham United, Karela, who are also up there in the top 4, versus Almina Sharks, and Wa All Stars versus Asante Kotoko. Today's top news story around the world had to do with Arsenal Football Club. Arsene Wenger has said goodbye, and he's going to leave when the season is done.
It is the end of an era for Arsenal. Arsene Wenger will leave at the end of the season after over 21 and a half years as manager. It will bring to an end the reign of the most successful boss in the Premier League club's history. Wenger won 3 Premier League titles, the last one at the end of the unbeaten Invincibles season in 2003-04. But the 68-year-old's failure to win the title since has led to intense pressure over the past 18 months. Despite leading Arsenal to the FA Cup in 3 of their last 4 seasons, he's continually had to justify his position and has finally decided it's time to go. This is what he's had to say. After careful consideration and following discussions with the club, I feel it's the right time for me to step down at the end of the season. I am grateful for having the privilege to serve the club for so many memorable years. I managed the club with full commitment and integrity. I want to thank the staff, the players, the directors and the fans who make this club so special. I urge our fans to stand behind the team to finish on a high. To all the Arsenal lovers, take care of the values of the club. My love and support forever. Majority owner Stan Kroenke has also had this to say: this is one of the most difficult days we've ever had in all our years in sport. One of the main reasons we got involved with Arsenal was because of what Arsene has brought to the club on and off the pitch. His longevity and consistency over such a sustained period at the highest level of the game will never be matched. Arsene has unparalleled class, and we will always be grateful to him. Everyone who loves Arsenal and everyone who loves football owes him a debt of gratitude. 3 Premier League titles, including an entire season unbeaten, 7 FA Cup triumphs and 20 successive years in the Champions League is an exceptional record. He's also transformed the identity of our club and of English football with his vision for how the game can be played. We have high ambitions to build on Arsene's remarkable tenure and to honour his vision by ensuring that Arsenal competes for and wins the biggest and most important prizes in the game. He goes on to say, we must now focus on making a strong finish to the season and ask our millions of fans around the world to join us in paying appropriate tribute to one of the greats of Arsenal's history and one of the greats of the game.
And these were by no means the only tributes given to the 68-year-old Wenger. There were many from players, ex-players, and also Premiership managers.
Of course he has done. So Premier League is what Premier League right now, thanks a huge personality like Arsene. There are not too much, there are many. So the Premier League is the Premier League thanks what he has done when he arrived and his vision about respect for the football. I wish him all the best in the future. Hopefully he can involve in a different way in the world football, because these kind of people always are necessary for his experience, but for many reasons. Here in the Premier League, on Arsenal, or in UEFA or FIFA, I don't know. But and of course it was a pleasure when I was in Barcelona, by Munich, here to be, you know, to compete against.
Fantastic career, outstanding personality, just a really big player in that business where usually the things change overnight, and he was there for so long. Maybe in the last few months, not everybody was happy anymore about this or that result, but that's normal and part of the business. But he always developed teams, brought always fantastic players in, was a dominating guy, mid-90s, maybe early 2000, when he was really winning pretty much everything, played wonderful football. So I admired his work always. It will be different without him. Not sure if he only steps back at Arsenal or if he will go to another club. He looks quite fit, obviously, and enjoyed the job, I think, even in the last few years. So maybe he will be somewhere else, but
that's it for Prime. But just before I enter the studio, my producer tells me that Eric from Prestia called the studio line and wanted to know whether Anthony Joshua is Nigerian or British. Apparently he's confused because he's got a Ghana map, he's got an African map on his bicep with, you know, the Nigerian thing there, but he, the same person, has got a British thingy. So he's he's two parts of the same coin. He's British and he's Nigerian as well. The story is that he actually had the opportunity to compete for Nigeria, but Nigeria turned him away because at the time they already had a team to go into a games, and that national team felt cheated if he had just come from the UK to join them. Well, history will be the better judge about whether Nigeria have lost a son or Britain has gained. So Eric from Prestia, that's your answer.